English is an important skill to have in today's world. English is about communication. Communication is what allows us to express our thoughts, feelings, and ideas. In our communication, we find ourselves as well as others like us. When we find ourselves, we find home. My place of home is a brick ranch style house off a dirt road just outside of town. It has tan and earth colored bricks that go all the way around the house. On the front of the house, there are limestone rocks that go up the corners. Mama says that this gives the house a sense of character. On the inside, you can find three big rooms where my parents, my sister, and I stay. We have 2.5 bathrooms to accommodate for large get togethers or just in case everyone has to go to the bathroom at the same time. This has happened before and makes you appreciate Dad's caution as he built and planned out our house for us to live in. When you walk in, you will notice that our house is very open as well as welcoming by nature. It has a sense of homey feel to it. It could be the smell of dinner in the oven, fresh laundry in the hamper, or even the scent of candles burning. All of these things help to create a homey environment, but in the end, I think the most important thing is the people that live there. A loving mama that always has food to feed you, a sweet sister that likes to giggle and smile at almost everything said, and finally a father that is obviously the authority of the house but has a sense of gentle warmth to him. Between my family and the atmosphere of our home, it can make you never want to leave. I think every person deserves a home such as this one. While my home is safe and comforting, the world itself is not always the same. It can be dark and cold, even racist. On paper, the U.S. looks to be a place for people of all races and ideas to come and live in peace. For America is a free country. The Constitution and amendments in it establish that people of all races, colors, and genders are created equal. On paper, it might show that everyone is created equal, but in the real world, it is a different story. For example, in the workforce, women make 77 cents to every man's dollar, stated by Barack Obama. Another example of inequality by gender is in bound feet as well as the waiting years, when women are expected to do whatever the man of the house tells them to, even if it is the eldest son. This does not sound like a very equal setting. Along with this, there is discrimination in the workforce between hiring workers as well as discrimination between workers. While this may seem all bad, many things have changed compared to what they used to be. For example, slavery has been abolished, women earn the right to vote, and schools are not separated by color, all of which are good things that have been big steps in historical events. Not only has history changed in America, but it has also changed in the culture of other cultures as well. In certain Chinese cultures, it used to be okay to have mistresses or concubines. This is something I strongly disagree with. When you get married, you are expected to never stray from that woman. You are to stay with that woman for the rest of your life. If you are to stray from your wife, you are expected to divorce this person. Some people do stay together, but society often looks down on the cheater, and sometimes even the partner for staying with the cheater. You are also expected to make this other person happy, for marriage is looked upon as an emotion towards each other in love and happiness. You are expected to find this person that makes you happy, and if they do not make you happy, then you are to move on to someone else. In public, you are expected to show enough affection, such as holding hands, to show that you are a couple. Small amounts of kissing, such as a peck on the lips every now and then, is also socially acceptable, for this affection shows off happiness and love between the two people. If you get caught doing these things in public, most people will look and smile. Most students our age call that relationship goals. There are things you are not supposed to do in public, such as make out. This is considered disrespectful and may give people around you a bad impression. In the relationship itself, you both are to participate in conversations and have equal say in all matters regarding the family. Yuki Tomo is similar to the American Dream because of his high social status as well as his great amount of money. He is every girl's dream to marry a rich man that can take care of them to the point where they do not have to work. He is also rich enough that if he dies, the lady might get his fortune and can live a life of luxury filled with whatever she wants. He is not like the American Dream, for he has mistresses as well as children with different women other than his wife. It is not the American Dream to have many kids with different women. The definition of American Dream is to have a house in the suburbs, a car, a boy, and a girl, for children, and possibly a pet such as a family dog. Yukitomo may have the money for all of these things, but in the end, there is no family, for it is morally wrong to have more than one lady in the house that you are sleeping with. In college, I believe we are going to have to learn to deal with other cultures such as these. We must learn from them, and we must see them from all sides and points of view. We must accept our differences. I believe a good way to learn from other cultures is through the internet as well as social media. The internet has helped society over the course of the few years it has been invented, based on the simple fact that it has allowed people to become more open-minded. It has helped society to understand and to be neutral in certain standings of the world. Many people are beginning to learn how to accept others more for who they are instead of judging them based on what they do and do not believe in. Websites are also beginning to use this neutral mindedness as well to help and attract customers. One of these sites is Wikipedia. In the article, Searching for a Center That Holds, in the Network Society, Social Construction of Knowledge on and with English Wikipedia, by Bylek Pascoe, it is stated, through flexible, mediated content production based on the routinization of the process and policies and guidelines, Wikipedia constructs social sentries through consensus-driven media rituals based on the neutral point of view, thus giving a perfect example on how there is a sense of neutrality in things that are read, providing people with facts from both sides of the story. This allows everyone to choose what they do and do not believe in. While society has become more open-minded to things such as drugs and the underage use of alcohol, it is still often disapproved. Things such as these that are found may hurt business depending on each individual person's beliefs and thoughts on the matter. This is slowly beginning to change based on what is stated by Bylek. It is stated, based on recent studies, many people have begun to have a neutral stance when it comes to conflicts in religion and sexual orientation. This shows that it has helped others become more open-minded to things such as gays and transgender people. Once society has become more open, they then allow themselves to better communicate with others. A second thing we must learn to do in college is how to be productive, how we are to set ourselves up for success. In order to do this, I believe we must find where we are most productive. My place of most productivity is in a quiet place. I have a specific chair in my room where I sit and lean back to relax. Relaxation is key when it comes to me doing my homework. I must be completely comfortable as well as focused when I work. I must be free of any distractions. If I am doing things such as math, I have to sit at my desk with a lamp on. Otherwise, I can lean back and do my homework in my chair without a need for a hard surface to place my work on. In this relaxing state of sitting in my chair or at my desk, I must be careful of any sort of noise around me. If I have any noise at all, it has to be music, for I can't focus with the TV on. I end up watching the TV instead of doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Another place where I am most at peace is at a coffee shop, such as Starbucks. This is most peaceful to me due to the smell and the slight background noise. Inaudible talking is important so that I don't try and listen to what they are saying, but also that there is some noise. It is a place where I can sit and enjoy coffee without the feeling of having to entertain anyone. Almost every person there is there to sit and relax while they either do homework or sit and play on their phones or devices. The things that all these places have in common is solitude. I don't work very well with other people in the room. This can cause two problems. One being that I either want to talk to that person, or two, that they are aggravating me by being there and I want them out. Another thing that is in common is that I have to have a comfortable seat that I can kind of slouch and relax in. Overall, it is just me in my comfort zone of it being just me. Another newly found place that I am most productive is in the soft seating. Here I can be relaxed and comfortable, but where I can focus greatly. Here I am cut off from most people, but at the same time accessible. I can go into my own little world without trying to see what everyone is laughing or saying. Here I am more comfortable and productive than I am in my own home. When I am in the soft seating, another thing that helps me greatly is when I put my headphones in. This gives most people the vibe that I do not want to talk and am on a mission to get work done. I can listen to music without getting too distracted, but also provides me with the inspiration to work hard. There is a fine line when it comes to putting me in my most productive state. I believe the purpose of us writing these papers is to not only learn more about society, but also more about ourselves, our successes and our failures, to learn from our mistakes and our regrets. I have many regrets in my life. There are many things that I wish I wouldn't have or would have done, things that I should have either done or shouldn't have done. It can be as simple as not keeping my mouth shut about a simple subject or getting angry when I shouldn't have. What gives me the most regret is when I hurt someone else other than myself. I can live with my own actions and decisions, but I do not want someone else to have to live with my mistakes, whether they be close friends, families, or even my worst enemy. I don't like to hurt people of any kind. I don't believe it is possible to live without any regrets. We are all human, and we are going to make mistakes. I think our mentality does matter on what we do and do not regret. If you tried your best and your hardest, then I don't think you should regret anything, even if the outcome was not what you expected. It is when you do not try your absolute hardest that you should feel regret, and I believe every single one of us has had this time. Therefore, it is impossible to escape the grasp of regret. Many of my regrets come from things that I have said accidentally, things that may have offended people if they do not agree with my values. Things such as this should be avoided, for it could affect your job if you are not careful. I am a very open minded and outspoken. I don't bother with being politically correct, and sometimes I offend people without meaning to. If I have something on my mind, then people are going to hear about it, whether they agree with me or not. This is why I believe that your boss or person of authority should not be able to tell you what you can and cannot say in a public setting. I can understand you must watch what you do or say when you are working as an employee or when you are on the clock. But once you clock out of your job, you should be able to say or do what you wish, for they are not the ones that can control your life. The law should be the only thing that should allow or not allow you to do certain things. I do believe, however, that your company has the right to fire you if you do something that is a bad display of the company itself. This is a topic that I can connect to because I do not work well with people who think they can control me as a person. This has also caused me to debate between this topic as well as what you should be able to post on social media. Overall, these assignments have caused me to learn more about myself and my values as a person, how to see things from all sides of the story, and be more accepting to others' views and values. I have put a great deal of time and effort into all of these assignments. I believe I deserve an A on this final, for even though I know I am not a perfect writer, I am a writer that has pride and effort in his work. Hours of revising, writing, and research has gotten me the grade I have today. The effort I have put in has helped me to keep the A I have, and I believe I have put that same effort into the final portfolio, giving the reason why I deserve an A.